Welcome to another edition of Morse World TV. I'm your host. Yeah, I'm your host. Is anybody in the building? Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. I hear crickets. I hear crickets in the building. Well, family, I think this is one of them conversations that nobody else is having. So I wasn't even going to go live tonight. Let me bring myself to the stage. Let me bring myself to the stage. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, let me bring myself to the stage. So, family, I wasn't even going to go live tonight. You know what? I didn't had some trying days. I wasn't even gonna go live tonight. Then I just thought about it. I was like, man, I may as well get it in. And I started looking around at this campaign thing, and I'm watching how everybody is shifting from calling Kamala out on being black, and now all of a sudden everybody is trying to talk about the issues. Funny thing is that the same ones that was browbeating her about not being black, and again, I'm not defending her. I don't support Kamala Harrison campaign. I am only a referee. That's it. I'm a referee. That's where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? Um, to me, it's just, I think it's something to watch. I think it's very interesting. I think it's very all right, let me give you how I break it down. This is my commentator's role today. You know what I mean? Let me give it to you how I break it down. I think it's very unique that I believe a lot of this stuff is already set up. I think it's a lot of it is pre-arranged. And the way that it works is it's freestyled to look organic but prearranged, kind of like WWE. You know what I'm saying? You do this, I do that. You do this, I do that. But you still have to acknowledge that they're true opponents that's fighting for the same goal. They just have different ways of getting to the goal. And so when Trump was said to be attempted to assassinate him, I was like, that's it. I was like, that's it. Because once one can control the media, they usually can control elections, economics, whatever. I mean, propaganda. Once you control the media, it's a wrap. Do you know what I mean? It's a wrap, especially in America. And so when that happened, I was like, yeah, he gonna win this demonstration, hands down. Like there's no coming back. Sleepy Joe was mumbling at his words. Sleepy Joe act like he was on heroin. I mean, he was nodding. He was doing all type of stuff. You know what I mean? So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, this a breeze. He gonna slide in the home base on this one. And then here comes Sleepy Joe stepping down and Kamala Harris stepping up. And I said to myself, how will this turn out? And looking at it now, she done pulled out the big guns for propaganda. She's turned out the big guns to dominate the media. And say what you want. I said in my last show, they got Mega Stallion twerking. Of course, you don't hear much of what she's saying as it relates to what she's going to do for the twerker. But nevertheless, the twerker sells millions of downloads on Spotify and whatever streaming thing. You know what I mean? Sells out concerts. So it's going to get the attention. She's playing into walking out stores with albums. Like, who listening to albums right now? 45s, you know what I mean? She walking out that joint with LPs. The younger generation don't know what she got. They're like, what does she got in her hand? Talking about Marvin Gaye. You know what I mean? She walking out that joint with him. So she's attracting the older. She's doing all type of propaganda runs, talking about kale in the tub or collards in the tub, hot sauce. She's dancing the jig. She's doing so much. I mean, now with that being said, it has overpowered anything that Trump has put forth since she came to the forefront. You follow what I'm saying? So with that being said, the last thing that she did was pull in her running mate, the VP, and the VP then charge people up again. So I'm not debating or even discussing whether she's literally black or white. That's not what I'm discussing. This conversation is, what makes a person black? What makes a person black? Because, listen, I'm going to put the link in here. I would love, it was somebody who was here, Golden Brown. Golden Brown was typing away earlier. He said, black is the identity of the former slave of America. If you are not a slave of America, you are not black. You are a melanated person of whatever nation you come from. So if you're Jamaican, you are American Jamaican. Now listen. My whole thing is, even Golden Brown, how did he come up with this? Black is the identity of the former slave of America. How did he come up with that? You see what I'm saying? Maybe you don't. Let me illustrate. Do anybody understand how this term came to be? Anybody understand that? And again, from a political standpoint, why is it such a big talking point? Why is it such a big talking point? Nobody block your comments. Who blocked your comments? Hit the link. Nobody block your comments. Just be respectful. Who blocked your comments, brother? Nasara. Nobody block your comments. The link worked too. Come on in. You ain't even got a comment. You can talk tonight. You ain't even got a comment. You can talk tonight. You know what I'm saying? But no, I don't block any comments here. Sometimes YouTube block comments. Sometimes YouTube will unsubscribe you. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time Cryptonomics got unsubscribed. You know what I mean? And so if you ever get unsubscribed, send me an email, because I don't unsubscribe people unless you cuss me out. You know what I mean? Or tell my mama kick rocks. What you say about my mama, man? You know what I mean? Tell my mama kick rocks. I got to get you out of here. I mean, it's all right. Don't talk about mama. I mean, talk about my friends. That Crip got thick skin, so you can say what you want about Crip, but you can't say nothing about Melanin A1, M Nugent, Star, where my sister at, man? Tylene, where my sister at? Anybody remember Mellow Streets? That's right, Mellow Streets. What makes a person black? Takira. What happened to Takira? Anybody seen her? Anybody seen my sister Kyra? Anybody, y'all remember Takira? I haven't seen her in a few weeks. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, oh, she in school. Okay. Yeah. She in school. Oh, that'll work. Hope she ain't in the other school. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, family, You know, we got people. I guess people don't want to hit the link, but what makes a person black? I can't, man. Which y'all just want me to teach the lesson? You know what I mean? What makes a person black? But hey, them on a lighter note, man, y'all hear about they smoke weed with Tupac in college. She didn't say that false flag. Stop it, man. She didn't say that. She didn't say that. Man, listen, did y'all hear about the news today? Let me break down some news before I get into it. Nelly. I mean, right there, I think is it Nelly. Now he didn't sing right there. Nelly, Nelly mess around, man. Man, he got caught with them perks, man. Y'all hear about that? Man, come on, Nelly, man. You like 1 year from a half 100 getting caught with the perks, man. You got to stop that, man. Come on, man. Nelly got to stop this, man. This ain't good, man. I mean, the same lunatic, man, popping perks allegedly, man. Somebody got to stop this. I mean, let me see if I can find the article, pal. We go talk with them. Let's break out some news real quick before somebody hit the link. I mean, I was kind of upset about that, man. I'm like, man, he hitting perks at a half 100. Man, the bust your heart up. I guess I don't know. That's what he say. That's what he say. Oh, man, come on, hold up. Don't mess me up. It say rapper Nelly arrested in St. Louis. Come on, man. Y'all always doing that. In St. Louis area for ecstasy possession and lack of insurance. The rapper known as Nelly was arrested in St. Louis area early Wednesday morning, according to police record. Nelly, 49, whose birth name is Carnell Haynes II, was arrested in possession of 4 ecstasy pills and for not having insurance. According to online, come on, Nelly. 4:45 a.m. Come on, Nelly, man. Man, listen, man. If you listen, let me stop. If you 49 years old and you popping perks, you have a bigger issue. They said, don't he have a kid on the way? Yeah, man. Baby, you popping perks. I hope. But he look, I don't want to blame him popping perks. He might was twerking the perks. He might was twerking them. You know, I don't know. But I'm just saying that a half 100 popping perks ain't them things. This ain't been doing it. Look, I read a story, or I listened to an interview with Eric Sermon, and he talked about when he was addicted to them perks. He said that's a mean machine. He said them things. He said they terrible. I mean, he said there you know why he got a kid on the way. X and perks is 2 different things. I don't know nothing about that stuff. I tell you, I don't know that. Y'all remember I did that show with somebody? He was a revolutionary. And we're gonna bring the revolutionaries back too. We got a good case coming up with these revolutionaries. But I don't know if y'all remember we did the show with the revolutionaries, and the brother said, I said, man, you be using the perks? And he's like, yeah, I pop a perk every now and then. I was like, why you trying to make it look cool, man? That ain't cool. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. Anyway, family, I guess Mellow Streets don't want to. He was at them Diddy parties too. Yeah. I guess Mellow Streets don't want to come on up in here tonight, man, and tell me what it mean to be black. We had a lot of people chiming in. Well, let me just break it down. I did a lecture probably a few months ago, and the lecture was about Islam and being African tradition. You know what I'm saying? And most people wouldn't understand it that way due to the fact that it has been shoot, what I can say, it's been taken over. It's been taken over by the lighter shade of brown, the pale Arab, and they gave it a complexion of how they wanted it to look. And so today, I guess 1,000 years later, it just looks like the image that they gave it. But in that lecture, I also talk about how this term, I mean, for a couple slides, I talk about how this term black became a thing, you know. Before and to the credit of the brother who commented first, Golden Brown, he do have a point here. Black is the identity of the former slave in America. He do have a point, but all of these things are social constructs. You know what I'm saying? So it at one point it could mean that those are descendants from slaves in America, but at another point it could mean another thing because they're social constructs. They keep on changing. You know what I mean? When you have we have more evidence of her being an Indian. I don't think she ever denied her being an Indian. In fact, I still haven't heard the clip where she said she was black. I've looked for it. I haven't heard it. Nobody sent me the link or something. Anybody got the link? Anybody got the link? I haven't even heard the clip where she said she was black. I've seen all of the videos where she talks about she's from her heritage come from South Asia. So, but anyway, the Trump side is now pulling away from talking about her being black. What did Trump actually say? Trump said some crazy stuff. He said, hold up, did I write it down? Trump said, I don't think I saved it. I was reading up on it today. Trump say she denies her black heritage. Somebody said her mother raised her as black. And what is that? What is her mother raised her as black? What is being raised as black? Is that listening to hip hop? Is that what is being raised as black? That's what I'm saying. I want to have this conversation, man. I got Mellow Streets in the building. I want to have this conversation because that people been throwing this around during this campaign in the last month, and I want to hear what people have to say, and then I want to say what I got to say. Mellow Streets, you in the building? How you doing, big bro?
What's going on, brother?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. So I wanted to bring back the discussion. I wasn't going to do a bunch of discussions in consecutively, but I was thinking I wasn't going to do a show today. I said, man, this will be a good show for a discussion. So I'm like, what do people think? What makes a person black?
Not only their skin color or them being black in DNA, but psychologically, your mindset as well. Because you can have someone who's that has a white parent and a black parent. Like Bob Marley, for example. Bob Marley has a white father, but when you look at Bob Marley, you see a black man because he professes that. He announces that, he promotes that.
So
He
Bob Marley being from Jamaica,
Mhm.
with mixed heritage, he's black.
Yeah, because he promotes that. He endorses that. He
So
I
so
mean, he
so
was
so
like a liberator for black
I
people.
got you. So if Kamala says that she's black and she promotes that, then that makes her black. I'm asking, bro. I'm not debating.
Her father. Well, I mean, it's her father has a sketchy history because people might because in Jamaica you got people who are considered coolie, and then the people who are like mixed with East Indian or black, they call them coolie, and then I don't know how true it is with Judge Joe Brown. You was getting on him the other day, but he was saying the father don't consider himself black, like he consider himself Irish. You got
Right.
some black people that say they not black.
Oh, okay. So I feel you. So what's the name say? Because she pledged for AKA. That sounds black to me.
Oh
Well,
no,
dang, she went to
that's
Howard and pledged AKA. That sounds black to me. Does that make her black?
that's simple talk. That's simple Negro talk.
No, I'm just, bro.
That's
Listen,
simple
I'm
Negro
being the
talk.
angel's advocate on
Yeah,
this screen
yeah.
tonight because I heard a lot of things. What I'm getting to is Mellow Streets. What I'm getting to is that when I hear this thing that she's not black. I'm trying to figure out how are people defining black.
Yeah, because some people
Listen, let me say this. Let me say this before you go. Somebody said, this person here named, I don't know how to speak it, Art Grant. Y'all listening to Judge Joe Brown. I'm not listening to anybody. I would love to listen to you. Hit the link and come on. Hit the link and come on. I would love to listen to you. We're having the discussion here tonight. Nobody's listening to Judge Joe Brown. I think Judge Joe Brown is an old school he's a maniac at this point. I don't listen to Judge Joe Brown. But go ahead, Mellow Street. What you say, brother?
What else about to say? Like, cause she's been endorsing her East Indian heritage. Cause some people are mixed and
Right,
they promote one side.
right. And
You
I
know, and
seen
then
that.
I, and then a lot of people who are mixed, sometimes they confused. They don't know who they want to be. They say they mixed race. They say they biracial.
So
So
what happens when a person says she's not black, but she says she is black? Do she have the right to self-identify herself as black? And do another person has the right to say, you're not black, you just saying it? It's out of
well,
convenience.
we
How does
we
that
have the
work?
we have the right to point out the real, because if you've been endorsing that you East Indian, and then we all know how the Democrats move, she's just using that to gain the black vote, because black women will vote for her just because of the skin color and her gender. So that's how she,
Right.
and then more black women vote than black men. Especially in the Democratic Party, you have more black women. So if she can get that, just like Joe Biden said, hey, you ain't black, and if you're not voting for me, and it's easy to get the black vote. All you got to do is dance, say you got some hot sauce, get Megan Thee Stallion to twerk on the concert, and black
Right.
people are there lined up. Simple and
But
easy.
that, now, to the flip side of that, I don't know how to say this. I'm gonna just say Grant said, "Oh my God, who's the authority on blackness?" That's the purpose. That's the purpose of this conversation today. We're trying to define how we come up with who is and who's not black. But on the flip side of what you're talking about, Mellow Streets, what about Trump conveniently mentioning Young Thug recently? What about Trump conveniently bails out who is that? Kodak
Kodak,
Black,
Lil Wayne,
Lil Wayne,
Harry O.
conveniently. You know what I mean? All the prisoners of war, revolutionaries that much evidence.
And not only that.
That's typical.
Remember ASAP Rocky got caught up in Sweden,
There you
and he
go.
got and he got and then remember when the basketball girl with that tall light skinned chick, and when she was up in Russia, got caught up in Russia, them Democrats made her wait a while before they brought her out. Them
So this what
Democrats
I'm
had her
saying.
sitting up in Russia. So
But
Trump
so
be
this
on
what
it.
I'm saying. So even Trump, he's playing this propaganda color code game, because it's some true people that are locked up. He could have pardoned
Everyone was saying Big Meech.
I mean, that would have been a play on the cards too, though. I'm talking
Hmm.
about those that was in the 60s that got caught up with 60s and 70s that got caught up in the COINTELPRO. It's many people out there that got caught up at the COINTELPRO and they still locked up right now.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you got a point.
Nobody
You got a point.
he didn't reach out to, and you can prove that many of them was set up, many of them was ambushed by COINTELPRO. He didn't pull
Hmm.
any of them out.
Yeah,
But
because
he
I
pull
guess
out these rappers that's talk about kill this, kill that, smoke this, smoke that, F this and F that. I got have this woman, I have that woman, but he'll get them out.
hmm.
So he's playing the game just on. I told you they two wings of the same bird.
Right. But maybe if we had some people in his ear about, because I'm not gonna lie, Kim Kardashian had him get out a black girl that was like raped, and she killed the guy who raped her. It was a big story, and Trump got her out.
So
So
so so at the end of the day,
if we be in his ear about certain people, he might as
who
well do that, because Kim Kardashian was playing her role, and she got that black girl out that was raped by somebody, and she killed the dude who raped her, and Trump
let
got her
me say
out.
this. We got a guy to say FBA, the Foundation of Black Americans, is a new definition of who is black. But let me say this. That's not true, because the reason why that's not true, not saying that the definition is not a good definition. I mean, I know hands down, but we do know that the definition of FBA is a money grab and has nothing to do with somebody trying to self-identify themselves. And then when you break down a foundational black American, are we including mulattoes that they would call people back in the day? Let me bring cryptonomics in the building. Man, now it's about, now listen, Mellow Streets,
Yes, sir.
don't don't you get shook. Crypt is on deck, and he don't play.
Nah, that's my son. That's my son.
What it
No,
do?
man, come
What
on.
it do?
No disrespect. No disrespect. Come on, Crip. What you got?
Hey, man. I mean, okay. This is where it gets confusing. Is the construct of America, right? They have labeled us black.
Yeah,
We never labeled ourselves black, but
facts.
we know what black is because of the construct. Now, you could say you're black. You might even say you're black American. Of course, this FBA stuff, that's garbage. But if you say you're black American, that changed the definition of some of these people cosplaying. Like Kamala, she can't say she's black American.
Let me say this. Let me say this. The brothers say we know Mr. Bay isn't FBA. That's his issue with the delineation. I would challenge you. I would challenge you to show me your lineage, and I show you mine live for charity. You put the number on it.
Yeah, he following Mr. Moist. He following
But check
FBA
this out, though.
master.
Check this out. Hold up.
Yeah.
Don't scare him away. Don't scare him away.
Yeah.
I would challenge Michael Farrell to screenshot and screen share right here on Moorish World TV, MWTV, his lineage to his ancestors, and I share mine tomorrow night. And let's see who's really origined in this country. Because most of these people saying FBA, they don't even trace themselves back. They just say it.
That's GS. All FBA is meaning you don't know where your family from. That's all FBA is.
Listen, the person that created the term FBA, they don't even know his real name.
Nope. And his wife is and his wife is the tether.
So these people that's why FBA is a farce. That's why FBA is a farce, because the person that created it haven't even shown you his lineage documented.
And the wife
I
is
can
a
show
tether.
you mine.
And the wife
so
is
Michael
an anchor
Farrell,
baby.
step up. Let me get back to Crip. What you were saying, Crip?
All right. But this is kind of a point I'm making is like, if I say I'm a black American, it's almost likened to the people in South America. They call them South Americans, right? They don't call them just South. They don't just call them, whatever. They say they from South America, and so what we are looking at is just dark-skinned people that just happen to be in a land they call America. So black American. So, but when people just say, "Hey, I'm black," that's where the confusion come in, because it's like, well, anybody can be black. You can be from Indonesia, you can be from India, you can be from Africa, you can be from Jamaica. You can be, I mean, black is just generic,
And that's what I'm saying. And that's why I say, hey, Crip, that's why I say black is a social construct. It originates here in the Americas, but today it can apply to anybody anywhere of African descent.
That's it.
But it originates here. We know it originates here. We got dates, we got times, we got incidents, we got circumstances. We know and actually I got a couple slides I'm gonna share later. We can show exactly when it started here. And us being labeled that. However, because it's a social construct, every time society chooses to shift, they're shifting now, like I said, around the world.
Right. And
people are adapting the term.
Yeah, we've been called black, Negro, African American. I mean, ninjas,
and my thing is, I don't get lost in that type of conversation. I used to get lost in that kind of conversation before, like identity, but all of it is a social construct. Even I subscribe to nationality, but even nationality is a social construct, whether people understand it or not. You know what I mean? It's a social construct.
But
Suleiman, you in the building?
Peace. What's going on?
Is that you in the fake account in there?
No, this is live and in the flesh, bro. What's good?
I'm ready to say Suleiman don't need to put a fake account in. That's my bro. But Suleiman, how you doing, bro? Bro, now you are. I consider you to be a conscious brother. You follow me?
Definitely.
I consider you to be a conscious brother, but you're very low key with your consciousness too, Suleiman. Unless people know you, bro. What? Bro, and we got hey, don't go nowhere, Crip or Mellow Streets, because I got something to talk about Suleiman about too for a second. But Suleiman, where do you fall in on this conversation? What makes, because when they say that Kamala Harris is not black, what defines a person black in this society that we see today? And I'm not coming from any Moorish perspective or social media dogmatic Moorish. I'm just, just a real conversation. You follow me? Because some people try to say, well, black is nah. But in this world, what defines someone to be black?
I think that is the issue. There was no definition as to
right
what black was. From you're dealing with an oppressed group of people, so it was whatever they said it was at a point in time. So they had a one drop rule at a point in time, and our culture developed from in many instances of the raping of our women and producing mixed children. So all that would be an American creation. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if you're talking about what is black, it would be centered around what happened here in the hells of North America. And what happened here in the hells of North America was us being oppressed, us mixing with different ethnic groups, whether it was Native American, whether it was, through the raping of the slave masters, and it produced, what we today call black. This is what I'm assuming, but there was no solid definition that we wrote down once we call ourselves black. Like, this is black, and anything outside of that is not black. We never really had that. That's why you now have people like Kamala Harris. Like, she clearly in older videos claimed that she was Indian, of Indian descent.
Right, absolutely. And I don't think she ever ran from that either. I mean, to her benefit, I don't think she ever ran from that. My problem is with Kamala on the quote unquote black thing is that she be appropriating. You know what I mean? She be pandering real hard. You know what I mean? Like trying to dance and like with the hot sauce and with the collard greens. Like, come on now, that's an embarrassment. Like, come on, that ain't a come up. I mean, what are you doing? Looking like a buffoon out here, and think that the average person can identify with that, when in fact we should feel disrespected in the true sense.
But the crazy part about it, it works. It works
does.
when she does that. She brought Quavo up there. Like, why is it a rapper, a young rapper? This guy is in his 20s. Like, she brings this guy up there to represent her, when she's, I guess, like you said, pandering to black people. And these are the games that they play with black people, because they don't really take black people seriously. But they have to acknowledge us based off of our numbers and our voting power. And a lot of people talk about, black people, out of all the ethnic groups that's in America, or the minority groups, we vote more than any other minority group. So this whole thing about, the reason why y'all not getting nothing done because y'all not voting. No, we vote more than any other minority group. The problem is that we don't vote as a collective unit. Our vote is not organized. You know what I'm saying? Our vote is not organized, and we don't have any leverage, far as financially, whereas though we saying we making a demand, not representing a party or a particular, perspective, saying that, well, I'm not Democratic or Republican. Which candidate is going to cater to the needs, of my community? And that's who I'm voting for. Until we understand that, then, like, I like the whole thing is, just a bunch of BS in my opinion.
And I like what Animal Advocate says. If she would just be herself, I would respect her more. But the fake stuff is too much, and that's where I draw the line too. I'm right there with Animal Advocate on that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, all of these politicians are very tricky. They're very tricky, and you cannot really believe anything they say until you back them in a corner and get them to say that they're going to do something definitively for a group of people or a issue that's on the table. But that rarely happens anyway. They never definitively say that they're going to do anything. They paint everything with a wide brush. Hey, Crip, can she win?
Can she win?
Can she win, Crip? Because at
Yeah,
one
you hear
time,
me?
Crip, hey, Crip, at one time, I was like, man, this a clean sweep. Trump got this. It's ball game.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good. I hear you good.
Oh, okay. I
But
mean,
now I'm like, hold up, man. She done dominated the media.
Man, I'm like this, bro. She dominating the media, but the media on her side. You know, they slanting, they spinning a lot of stuff to go her way. But at the end of the day, wait, I gotta go back. I gotta go back to what Milo was talking about. People cannot. Now, this is something when we talk about being black, right? We have kind of developed our own sense of what black is amongst ourselves, even though it's a construct. We've kind of developed some of those things, such as the music, such as hip hop. We'll say, hey, we kind of identify along those lines, and people say, oh, well, that's black. And then it just kind of forms from that. But if we're going to sit here and say people just because they identify as black, then that means Eminem black. That means Rachel Dolezal is black.
Yeah.
And see, and that's where
Hey,
I'm
bro, that's
saying
the
we
point. That's why I
know,
wanted to have this conversation. I don't mean to cut your wisdom,
yeah,
Crip, but that's
we
the
know the
point that I
line.
wanted to have this conversation. That's one of the main points. One of the reasons I wanted to have this conversation, because I know nobody else is going to have the conversation. And for real, I thought twice about having a conversation because I subscribe to being a Moorish American, and they're going to think that I'm going to put some Moorish twist on it when I'm not into all that. You know what I mean? I'm into actually trying to hear what people really understand when you say she not black. Because if they used in the requirements, if they used in the criteria that her mother is from India and her father from Jamaica, then hey, Biggie Smalls ain't black. If that's the criteria.
Right. Everyone from Jamaica ain't black. That's a nationality. You got white people born in Jamaica.
This is what I'm telling you. But I'm just saying that if they're using the criteria of a national origin, because that's what they keep pointing out, that she's Indian, she ain't black. That's what they was pointing out. I mean, if you're going to use national origin as the defining factor to determine who's what, then it's then Heavy D, he out the door. No more D. He's gone. It's a wrap. But go ahead, Crip. My bad. I cut you with
That's what I'm saying. See, Jamaicans will come from Jamaica, say they're Jamaican. South Americans will say, hey, I'm South America. The only people in the world, us, we don't have a land, so they just give us a color and we just accept it. Now, if we had, I mean, they say this is our land, and so Black American comes into play, but then we're not treated like Americans. See, so there's a lot of confusion that goes on to it. And then when a Jamaican or a South African or Ethiopian or somebody come over here, they'll just call them black. But they know better because they know where they came from.
Absolutely. Let me say, Jobo the God says, y'all know she's not black. This is crazy. There is no, I don't think you're listening very well, Jobo. You can't be a God. You got to be other than a God. No one is saying that she is quote unquote black. We're having a conversation of what defines one to be black. What are you watching, my friend? What are you watching? Nobody's saying that she's black or that she's not. We're having a conversation on what define. Won't you hit the link and put your thoughts to the table? Look like you had something that you was ready to shoot out the cannon. Solomon.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, we could think what we want about her ethnicity. I know they say that her father is half Jamaican and half Irish. So you're dealing with, like, he could be considered black. So her mother's Indian. So
but he don't consider himself black. That's the problem. See, he from Jamaica. He wouldn't even consider himself black. He would say, I'm Jamaican, just like the mama saying she's Indian. So how does we even get to the black thing?
But even with that being said, it's like, people could speculate as to what that means. Like what we said, we're trying to have a conversation about something that we didn't really define ourselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but what do she consider herself to be? You know what I'm saying?
She considers herself to be South Asian in many videos. I think she's pushing body language and situations to imply that she is a part of what we are and what we're doing.
Right.
However, on the flip side, she literally out her mouth says who she is.
Right.
On all the videos I've seen.
But not only that, they are saying like, well, this is the first black vice president. This is the first. If she wins, she will be the first. She's not speaking against that. Like, no. I'm not black.
But she doesn't have to either.
You know
She's
what I'm saying?
into that. Come on.
She playing into that. So this is what I'm saying. Now you got all these black people now supporting her, throwing millions of dollars because they want to see the first black woman to be president, because that's how it's being presented, by the media.
Right. And they also want to see some of the loosely American ways to continue to go. You know what I mean? They really want to see the rainbow community to move forward. They want the children to be able to take medicine at 14 to change their hormones. They pushing all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? However, on the flip side, Trump is against a lot of these things, but there's a lot of liberals that make the law.
Right.
So that's why I don't get emotionally caught up into these politics at all, bro. At all, because both sides have an agenda. Trump is trying to preserve the European constituent that say we are the blue bloods, that we built this country, and that if you don't like it, go back to Africa. Remember that?
But GS, he also mentioned in plenty of rallies, hey, black Americans built the country. That came out his mouth too,
bro.
Even if he's just faking it, it never came out of Kamala's mouth or Joe Biden's mouth.
Bro, he's not faking it. He's saying something that is going to play to the person that he wants to hear it, so they can repeat it and claim that's an endorsement.
But look, the Democrats is built on the black vote, and they not even talking like that. They would never say nothing like that.
But they don't have to talk like that, because they already got the confidence of the quote unquote black community. They don't have to talk like that. He has to convince. He's a Republican. Republicans always been seen as the beast. They always been seen as the monster or the boogeyman. He has to talk like that. You know what I'm saying? The Democrats don't have to talk like that. They take it for granted that grandma was a Democrat, great grandma was a Democrat, and you gonna be one too, because you don't know no better. They take it for granted. They take it for granted that you're not going to study the issues and then decide which way you're going to go. They take it for granted, because they don't have to point that. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Let me bring East.
Wait.
Go ahead,
Let
and
me
then
say
we're
this
going to bring
real
East to the more Shia.
We overcomplicating this, man, because it's straight up in America. When you're black, when you get fired from the job, and then nobody else get fired. When you get arrested, and the other people ain't get arrested. We know what black is in America. Right. I mean, we're going to keep it real like that. We know what the experience is. And that's how some of this self-identification falls into, is because we get treated the same based on our color a lot of times. But I have seen cases where East Indians, they're dark skin, they're brown. They ain't black necessarily like me.
I just seen some black ones.
Yeah, some black ones.
Yeah, you got some black ones.
But they get treated differently too by that Caucasian.
We talked about that the other night.
A whole lot different by that Caucasian than they do us. So to me, there is a difference. The Caucasian know the difference. We know the difference. So I mean, if people want to draw that line, they can draw that line, because there is a difference, at least in America, when it comes to who you are and how you are perceived. In America by other folks.
Let me get Issa the Moorish Shia. Come on in.
Peace, Grand Shake. How you doing?
I'm doing well, brother. I'm doing well. Now, brother. All right, now you got that Crip up here, Milo and Sotomayor. So you got to come with your A game, because you say something, they coming. I'm just playing with you. That's that old Dirty Frankie style. Dirty Frankie used to do that. What is that? Trifling Dirty Frankie side never used to do that. I'm just joking though. But what's up, my brother?
Nothing much, man. I just got in. I seen you was online and you had your StreamYard open. I had to hop online. By the way, All the Moors in Milwaukee said Islam.
Islam, man. Y'all be doing some big things out there. I was trying to make it out there this year, man, but my schedule wouldn't work. Make it happen. But man, y'all be doing some big things, man. Salute to you and the Grand Sheik out there.
Yes, sir. I about the Kamala thing, man. Listen, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, Grand Shake. I'm done with all of them.
I'm with you, brother.
Because I'm not putting my faith in none of them. You know what I'm saying? When I go, the reason why my name is Issa the Moorish Shia is because I am a member of MSTA here in Milwaukee, but I am also a Shia Muslim. You know what I mean? I'm always the Shia brother that's always talking to you.
There you go.
But
I'm with it, brother. Hey, whatever works, let's work it. You know what I mean?
I just by who they are, what I know they really are, what they really stand for, I just can't get behind none of them. Either way, it's going to be the same old thing. Neither party really give a damn about folks of our complexion. You know what I'm saying? Both parties are going to continue to send billions overseas to other countries that ain't got nothing to do with us. So I view it as a no-win situation.
And my thing is to that, and I want to put a question to the board, and we're gonna pass it around. My thing to that, Issa, is that most of the policies that's made on a national level, they hardly ever trickle right down to us. You know what I'm saying? Within the presidential period of being in office, that 4 years, it hardly ever trickled down to us. So my thing is, like, don't give up on politics per se. Understand how locally that you can make change in your life, in your community life overnight. If you're going to play politics, play it right. Because national politics is a toss-up every time. They got the Electoral College. They got all this nonsense that going. Man, it's always a toss-up. But local politics, if you're going to play the game, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't going to play the game, that's fine. But if you're going to play the game, know how to play the game. I mean, get the bag on the local level. It's possible. Let me say this. Negroids Masters. Good goodness gracious. I don't know how to take that one. Look at that one. Look at that one, Milo. Negroids Master says, how y'all feel about Louis Farrakhan supporting Donald Trump and not the other? I think it's hypocrisy, but I'll explain that later. Milo, what you think, brother? Let's pass it all the way around.
What about Farrakhan supporting Trump?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He been speaking, I mean, the truth about Trump. I don't think he's a supporter. He probably just rather Trump than
let's
Kamala.
say it's true. Let's say it's true that Farrakhan says that he's voting for Trump, because I don't know. I don't want to put, if it's true, I'm gonna speak to if it's true. I mean,
well, if it's true, then I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we're not gonna agree with every single thing he say and do. You know, I mean, the man
somebody
is a
say he
human
never
being.
supported Trump. Oh, that was clickbait. Hold up. Let me see. Stephen X says clickbait. But go ahead, talk, bro. I'm gonna look it up real quick because I don't want.
I mean, I did hear him say like things that he might not support Trump, but he didn't really necessarily speak negative of Trump. So maybe they taking it as support, and then he will mainly say more like it'll call out the Democrats, which is true because the liberals need to be called out. And then he would just talk about the realness about Trump. He's peeling back the onion. He's like says something like peeling the onion of civility or something like that. He said, but he's speaking the realness. I wouldn't say it's support, but he's speaking his mind and he's speaking some realness. I heard him say some
Well, I'm
things,
seeing mad articles here where it say Farrakhan praising Trump. Farrakhan said God picked Trump. I'm just
saying
going
God
on
picked Trump don't mean you're praising him. If the Most
no,
High picks
listen,
who
you're
he
not hearing what I
chooses.
just said. It says why the Nation of Islam. These are headlines I'm reading. Louis Farrakhan praising Donald Trump. That's on BET.com. He respects Trump for not taking the money from the Jewish community.
That's from the first race. That's from the first race. That's old.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking at. I'm going down the line. Political says that Trump is the only member who has stood in front of. Yeah, that's all about the Jewish community.
Yep. That's from the first time he won president.
So let me see.
That's
I don't
old
see
stuff.
nothing recent though.
Yeah, all that's from 2016.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But I'm looking for something recent. I don't see anything recent. So,
The most recent that I can recall him speaking on it was, I think it was about 3-4 months back, and the really point he was pushing was basically that if Trump gets in office, he's going to go after organizations that traditionally went after us.
right. So let's just say Trump let's just say somebody said fake news. Let's just say in praising Trump that he supports Trump, right? Let's just say that. What do you think about that, Issa?
Well, I have my own differences with Minister Farrakhan. I respect the man though. I respect him a lot. He done put in a lot of work for the people, but uh, I mean, I would have to kind of side with him because like I said, I don't like either candidate, but the Democratic Party is just, for me, it's just too many no-nos. You know,
Right.
they both got their no-nos, but the Democratic Party got guys that look like me, hairy back and hairy face in dresses. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So like I said, they both got their no-nos, but I would rather probably go with Trump with
Right.
all the stuff that the Democrats are pushing. They just they too deviant for me. They both deviant, but the Dems go way left with it.
See, and to your point right there, then I'm gonna pass it. I want to ask about the Farrakhan thing to Milo and then
GS, don't
Solomon.
forget about the vice president she picked. He has some real skeptical things going on.
We gonna get in that in a second. I want to get on the Farrakhan thing for a minute, but let me touch this about what you said. My problem with trying saying that I'm gonna pick this one over that one. This is my main problem. And I said this the other night. When Trump is able to arouse a large racist, bigoted constituent, that shows me that he can speak that language. And that shows me that because he can rally that type of energy and that energy opposes me and my kind, there's nowhere in the world that I can support that. On the flip side, Kamala is pandering my kind so she can take the resources and probably pass it somewhere else. I can't support that either. You understand what I'm saying? There's no way I could support either side just because, just because Trump is able to rally, a vicious, evil that want to see me hung from a tree type European, bro. There's no way. Now, whether people say, well, it's not Trump, bro, he's calculated in arousing these people. He knows how to do it, and he knows how to speak above the intelligence level of the average quote unquote black person, obviously, because they don't see it. They're not considering the millions of these vicious Europeans that is being riled up and standing by him. They don't see this. You know what I mean? Because he's able to talk in a language that's above their intelligence. And that, no disrespect to those who can't get it, but when they start to move, it's like when the tsunami came. It's like when the tsunami came. I forget where it happened at in those islands, and the animals was just start moving. You know what I mean? The average person could not hear the vibration, those vibration of the earth shifting and the water building, but the animals could hear it. They was in tune. They was intelligent. They got out the way. But the human beings that couldn't hear the actual field, the actual vibration, they fell victim to it. They fell victim to it. And I'm saying that if he can move that type of vibration like that, there's more to it than meets the eye. That's what I'm saying. I can't support none of that. That's where I'm at with it. Let me get Milo. What you got, Milo? What you think about Farrakhan supporting it? You wrap your thought up with that. Then we're gonna go to her running.
I mean, you got a lot of black people supporting Trump this time around. You know, I mean, they fed up. You know, they're gonna switch sides, and it is what it is. GS, you're not getting nothing with the Democrats. They taking your vote. They promoting the LGBT, the vice president Waltz that she picked. There's news articles of him about having tampons in the boys' bathroom, putting men on women's team. It's getting nasty out here, GS. It's getting nasty. I gotta go to Trump with that. Well, once I
And
hear
here we
that,
go.
once I hear that in the source, everything else is done. I don't need to go no further.
Let me get this. But Starlight says, but Trump doesn't say he's one of them. Well, he's not going to say he's one of them. Nor is he going to fly a Confederate flag. That's just not the proper thing to do. But codified language is what arouses people within the spirit and within the soul that brings them up. And so that's what brings people to surface. Confederate flags won't bring people to surface. It'll bring an ignorant type to surface. Confederate flags, yeah. But speaking a codified language to bring a strong constituent to surface, that's what makes the difference to me. That's what makes the difference to me. Let me tell you, you could be on tour with Public Enemy. But if you make a speech and you bring out a racist group, I don't care about you with Public Enemy. I don't care. It don't make me no different. It's look, when you spoke, what came forth? That's what I'm concerned about. When you spoke, and not just a little group, a group, and it probably was orchestrated, but a group that would run up in the Capitol. We ain't never seen that. That's bold, boy. Even if it's orchestrated, they going live inside of the Capitol. That's insane.
Imagine when they come to the hood.
That's my point, brother. And you can trigger them type of people. It's something deeper going on. Solarby, come on. Oh, we got Crip back in the building. Come on, Solarby. Then we go get Crip on that. And then I'm going to give my opinion about Farrakhan supporting Trump.
I would say, I'm not really feeling, Farrakhan supporting Donald Trump. And, kind of for some of the reasons you just elaborated on. But remember, Trump ran for office. His running for office began during the Obama administration.
Right.
And it began by him saying that Obama wasn't
come on now.
It began by him saying that Obama wasn't an American, black, or he didn't have a birth certificate. So it was always this racial element.
Come on now.
That existed with Donald Trump, that he was kind of, like you said, pandering to a certain audience. Now, whether that's true or not about his birth certificate, okay, whatever. We knew that I think he was born in Hawaii or something like that, according to what the official record's saying. But with that being said, there was always like this racial element that existed. Now, how is it pandering to a certain demographic? Because when you look statistically, President Obama, when he was a president, he got more death threats than any other U.S. president. When he became president, gun sales went up. And he's like the most nonviolent president. In fact, he put in work for white supremacy by attacking Africa. He's the one that took Gaddafi out of power, and he did a lot of stuff, in Africa. AFRICOM, all this is under the Obama administration. So you have a person that just because they were black, it was now buy more guns. It was like now more death threats than any other U.S. president. So all this is leading up to the Donald Trump phenomenon. This is now white America saying that, look, y'all allowed this black family to be in office for 2 administrations, and just the optics of that offended a portion of white America. So they now is on some, F stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're like, okay, well, do away with the whole system. Now, Donald Trump is just capitalizing on that. You see, in his first administration, when he ran against Hillary Clinton, the most polarizing thing he said was, I know that, she's never going to cater to the common person because, these people are paying her. And I know that for a fact because I used to be one of those people that paid these people, that paid these politicians.
Yeah. He was
When
throwing
he
people
said-
under the bus with that type stuff.
When he said that, that just changed the whole dynamic of how we view politics and how we're looking at this whole thing. I already knew that. You already probably knew that. And everybody in the chat probably already knew that. But
Hey,
the average American did not really
in conjunction
understand
to
that.
they accused him for cheating on his tax. And he said, I didn't cheat on any tax. Change the tax codes. I just know the loopholes.
Right, exactly. So
he's like, he said if Hillary show all of her emails, then he'll go against his lawyer and show his taxes. I said,
exactly,
man,
exactly.
Yeah. So to that point, he won a lot of hearts with that too.
Right. Yeah. So
because he was one of the first ones to be transparent that, listen, I know the game. You just don't.
And for him to have that, and for him to be speaking like that during a presidential debate where everybody's being phony. Usually it's like this boring dialogue between the two presidential candidates, you know what I'm saying? Talking about stuff that they're not really going to do, promises that they're not going to really keep. No, that's not what he did. What he did was he exposed the fallacy. He exposed the crookedness within the Democratic Party. And he got
that's what I like
lot
what
of
you're
support.
doing here, brother. You calling a strike, a ball. But we can see the good and we can see the bad. We can see the highs. It's like I don't like when people talk politics when they always try to just cherry pick the highs. They always cherry pick the highs. Like if they like Trump, they're gonna cherry pick all the highs. You know what I mean? But see, I ain't got a horse in the race because I'm telling you, I don't believe that any of them are going to benefit us as a people. I just don't believe. And I believe that in politics, each and every politician, they will support agendas for certain groups, whether they're social groups or whether they're nationality-based groups or countries or whatever they do. But when it comes to us, they say, I don't have to do nothing for them. And they tell you to the face. Kamala Harris said to your face.
Literally said that shit. Yeah.
She said that to your face. Thank you so much, Animal Advocate. Hey, Crip, I see you came back in. Come on, Crip. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man. Hey, I don't know. I'm just going off the dome, but it's like, to me, I don't know if anybody ever seen that movie Gladiator, right? And you know how the people was going crazy over the gladiators, and all of them was killers. All of them. It's the same thing with politics. These people are all killers, but it's all a matter of who do the people resonate with for the day. And that's what happened in that movie. They were all killers, but then one of the killers was vibing with the people. He caught the vibe of the people. Now, that's kind of how I see Trump. And that's what really makes him dangerous, is because we're talking about who's going to win. Neither one is going to win, because neither one of them is truly going to win the hearts and minds of everybody in this nation, right? But Trump is dangerous because he has this new pocket of people that really truly love him.
Oh yeah,
it seems they follow him. They think he's the truth. They think he
bro. They think he Jesus come again.
Right.
Bro, and I read. I didn't read. I was listening, and I go and look at backstories that people never even pay attention to. Man, you got some women of European descent. Man, they like, man, he's God sent. He's our savior. He's Jesus. Man, they all in, bro.
And
they all in.
And
when you get that type of zealot behind somebody, that's how you get tragedies happen in grocery stores and public places. That's how that happens.
But let me speak on that though. Is he has that going for him? Neither side though, like I said, is going to win the hearts of the people of the nation. But at the end of the day, that's the piece, and I don't support either one of them. But I'm looking and I am aware of what's going on. Now, if Trump wins, you're going to have to keep your head on a swivel. But I only think people are really voting for Kamala is because
they hate Trump.
They haven't sold into it, and they don't love him like Trump's followers love Trump. That's the only reason. If it was anybody else out there, a third party candidate or something like that, I think this election would turn on its head. If you had a third or even a fourth person in there that would give them a run for their money.
At the end of the day, I was going to say, at the end of the day, Trump, he has a powerful team and a powerful following.
Yeah.
Real hard. I mean, Kamala Harris, she got the strongest media, which is the liberal media.
She got the money. Yeah, she got the money, man.
Yeah, she at the end of the day, though, do people understand how serious this is? Like, do people understand that if Trump loses or even get close to losing, remember, let's do it like this. When Trump lost, first thing he said is that they cheated him. Every time Trump hit a brick wall, he said he was cheated, mistreated, and everything is not fair. Even the polls, he recently mentioned that these polls are not true. His last run, he said the polls wasn't true. And then when it got into his favor, he said, but they're true this time. So with that type of mentality, I think the public need to be prepared for anything, because this is this is a type of set of circumstances that we ain't never seen before.
Right. This ain't a regular election, bro. This ain't no irregular election. That's what I'm saying. You really have to pay attention to what's going on, because if Trump win, it's gonna be something. If Kamala win, it's still gonna be something.
Yeah.
You got to keep your head on a swivel either
this
way.
Might be Armageddon,
man.
Where my Christian brothers and sisters at?
Yeah, let Trump lose that election.
It might be Armageddon, family. Y'all ready? Y'all got some water? I'm trying to tell you.
I mean, he's pretty much martyred at this point,
And let me say about my thing about I wanted to speak on about my position on the Minister Farrakhan. When the Minister Farrakhan even praise Trump or support Trump in any way, it tells me that he's no longer following the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. What that tells me, because Elijah Muhammad has a teaching that the white man is the devil and that he cannot be reformed. He just can't. According to those teachings, you know what I'm saying? There is no good in him. I gotta, if someone judge me by what you understand of the doctrine that I subscribe to. And the doctrine that I subscribe to is the teaching of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. If you got it mixed up, then I'll help you. I'll make a correction for you. You know what I'm saying? But if the doctrine says one thing and I go against that, then let me know, because now I'm being hypocritical. So the doctrine says that the white man is the devil. He cannot be reformed. He's the skunk of the planet Earth. And then you say you support that. That's what I'm saying. Those are some harsh, unforgiving words there. I mean, those are some harsh, unforgiving words there.
Hey, Grand Shake.
Sense to me.
But he did say that. But in Message to the Black Man, he did give them a little out, because he said, you know what I mean, the white man can't be your brother by nature, but some of them can be your brother by religion.
Good goodness gracious.
You know what I'm saying? But the nature of
I did hear that one.
Who said
Elijah
that?
Muhammad in Message to the Black Man.
Oh, okay.
Even Khalid Muhammad said that too.
So how do you see? Here we go. I don't want this conversation to go in another direction. So how do you balance that out? That one can be your brother by religion, but you said the white man is the devil and the only devil. And I'm sitting next to one that would teach me that is the devil, but then say that's my brother in religion. That's a contradiction in itself too.
Yeah.
I mean, if we be honest, I know we got brothers in NOI in here, and they don't like to really get into these conversations. But if we be honest, that's a contradiction. People say that Elijah Muhammad met with the KKK. I'd say that's a contradiction too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of contradictions.
Can I say something on that real
Come on,
quick?
absolutely. Chime on in, brother.
Now, I think what he meant when he said that you could be my brother within religion, but you're not my brother by nature. And even in the context that Khalid Muhammad said it, it was making reference to like maybe like a white person that may be a practicing Muslim. Like, so like a practicing Muslim, if I'm Muslim, you know, and that white person just so happened to be a true practicing Muslim, like he's following all the statutes of that particular religion, I could say, well, yeah, that's my brother in the faith. That's not meaning that we're going to do stuff together. No, we just believe the same thing. Not that we're going to like unite and be together and all that. No, we have the same belief, and according to the doctrine that this person believes, because in a lot of the religions, like, you know, Orthodox Islam, it don't necessarily put a race onto the faith. It's kind of like, okay, if you believe X, Y, Z, then this will be a Muslim and that'll be your Muslim brother. So you could be my brother in the faith, but you're not my brother by nature. And what my brother by nature means, like, yeah, my brother by nature is like, okay, kind of like what you see in these religions today, like, you know, Orthodox Islam. You have a lot of black men in Philadelphia. They're like emulating Arab culture. They like dressing like Arabs. They kind of speak like Arabs. So it's like, okay, we could both be Muslim, but I don't have to adopt your cultural ways.
But listen to this. Listen to this. I don't want to get too far off the track because I want to get back to what we was talking about. But bro, if one says that Yaqub, which was supposed to be a black man, created the devil from the black man, how can that now not be your brother? According to the doctrine. Because it's the same man, that just a different complexion, according to the doctrine.
Is that a
it's
question?
The same man lacking melanin. It's the same man, according to the doctrine, though. According to the doctrine, not according to me. That the same man, he bred out the black gene. So now that's not the brother or sister.
So the grafting out, I think, you know, may have had some type of impact on the psychology of the person.
But that doesn't change the fact that it's the same person.
Yeah.
Physically. Not intellectually or mentally or spiritually, but physically, it's the same person.
From a biological standpoint.
From a biological standpoint. There you go. I mean, the biology does changes because, you know, obviously different complexions, but I mean, and that brings us back to this point. Cryptonomics. How do we define black? How do we define brothers or sisters? See how all of these social constructs just turn into a balloon, a water balloon. It just bursts. How do we define this? You're my brother in faith, but you're not my brother for real. Like, this stuff is goofy, man.
But that kind of go back to what I was saying is, like, in this land of America,
this is crazy.
The people who call themselves black or are identified as black have a certain experience in this land. And I think that's what goes with the identification from one another. And then when somebody such as a Kamala try to come in, there's a struggle, so to speak, that we identify with as well. And when somebody like a Kamala come in here who is not sharing in the struggle, it makes people kind of side-eye, like, who is this? Where does she come from? Why is she calling herself black? She's not one of us. That's the way I think a lot of people are looking at that. You know, her parents are not like our parents.
So look, let me Golden Brown say this is where I'm confused. Golden Brown, you can't keep on tapping in with a comment, brother. Hit the link. Help me be unconfused. He said no. This is what he said. He said no, GS. No, this is where GS is confused. So check this in the Bible. The words human and the words mankind is not in the Bible. I don't know what you're saying right there, family. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. Hit the link, my family. Listen what I'm saying. So let me give you a Moorish concept. In the Moorish concept, we say everyone is of a fam. We are all of the families of nations. In other words, every group of people is of a family nation. So we claim Moorish American, you got Irish American, you got Nigerian, you got da-da-da. And some have country, some don't. Like Crip was like, we don't have no land. So, we identify whatever thrown at us, which is very true. But even like when you look at Palestine, they land is being occupied as well, but they still are seen on the world stage as Palestinians. They don't have no land for real. I mean, they're still seen as Palestinians. And so when you're talking about families of nations, there are different family nation groups that we call countries today, tribes, whatever. And even Europeans, Irish had tribes, German tribes. So we subscribe to the families of nations. And so we as a group of people need to somehow figure this thing out. You know what I'm saying? That how we can identify ourselves as a collective so we can move as a collective and muscle something out of this system. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be by voting or whatever. But some kind of way we got to do something, because families of nations is indicative of as we talked about before, what is that? Chinatown. You know what I mean? Little Italy, Greek town, and things like that thing. And so it's like these constructs, it's got us all messed up, but we're the only one messed up in it. Every other group is striving and thriving. It's just crazy to me. Somebody says stay integrated is what you on. Oh no, in fact, family, you're gonna listen. No man lives unto themselves. So while you are in America, listen, let me tell you why the Inset man or the Hotepper man don't last in business. Because the Hotepper man only selling to Hoteppers. Tell you why McDonald's lasts in business. Because McDonald's have something that everybody at some point in time is interested in supporting. Mm-hmm. That don't mean that that somebody got to kiss the daughters in the mouth, go to bed with them. That doesn't mean that. It's having respect for any and everybody within your reach and respect those that respect you, regardless of origin. Or many people talk that stuff on the internet and then go right to work and say, Sally, it was a rough weekend. I tell you, it was amazingly rough for me. How was your weekend? But then get on the internet and then go Hotep crazy. You know what I'm saying? But in this world, like, let's be honest, in this world that we live in, like the brother that said this, Shabazz T says, stay integrated is what you want. Listen, we're on a platform right now. Unintegrate yourself. Because we don't own it. Unintegrate yourself. See, this is where the rubber meets the road. Shabazz T cannot even take a poo-poo without the European, with our labor and some without, establishing a septic system so he can flush his doo-doo. But he say, I want to stay integrated. No, you do too. You do too. Because I don't, nobody bothers me. I'm good with everybody. I'm comfortable in my skin. I mean, you can't even flush your doo-doo. You can't even turn on your utilities without it being maintenanced, governed by the same people you claim I want to be integrated with. No, I said respect everybody, keep it pushing. That don't mean you got to hold hands and skip. That don't mean you got to hold hands and skip and buck dance and shuck and jive. This is what he said. Let me get in real quick. I've been separated from them. Yeah, I will act civil with them. Brother, you're not being separated. My bad, Crip. Bro, you're not being separated. Bro, I think T. Mudio just said it. We bound by cords. Every living thing is connected to every other living thing, whether you choose to admit it or not. Whether you choose to admit it or not. If you got an automobile, you depended on somebody that don't look like you. You traded some money or got a loan. So, I mean, we need to stop the hotepping, man. Stop the hotepping, man. That don't mean that you gotta be smushed up and da-da-da. Listen, I ain't got no problem with nobody. When you comfortable in your own skin and you learn to love yourself, man, listen, you'll understand differently what Jesus talks about in the Bible. Love your enemies, love your neighbors, love your friends, and all of that. When you're comfortable in yourself, love means whole something different, family. You on point, you know what's happening, you're fully aware. You see a snake a mile away, but if you're not careful, you will see somebody that you think is a snake, and it be the same snake that's going up the staff to heal you, that don't look like you. So you have to be very careful in this world. You know what I'm saying? Move cautiously. Why? What it said in the Bible? Wise as a serpent, but humble as a dove. Move very cautiously. I understand that. But every snake is not the same. Some snakes healing, going up the staff and represent the medicine staff. Some, I mean, we got to stop playing with that. Some snakes sit on the crown of high wisdom in ancient Kemet. So you can't just paint everything with a wide brush. You can't. I mean, if you do, that's your loss. I mean, you may miss out on a lot of friends, a lot of interesting people, a lot of people that may help and support you and even help you in this fight. It is what it is. Solarby, what you think? You want to go on an island, brother? Just you?
Yeah, I would like to. Yeah.
And what you gonna do?
Hey, man, live, man. I think
they got islands. They got islands here in Maryland that's up for sale.
Hey, yeah, you gotta afford those islands. I think, and that goes back to your point that you was making. Yeah, we live under a system of white supremacy. So yes, we have to be in line with the things that he controls. I mean, does that is that a justification to prevent us from like speaking the truth? Or
no, bro. You know you're supposed to speak the truth. Truth to power. Absolutely. Always.
Yeah. So I think that I guess we don't really understand the question because it was kind of like
the whole thing I'm saying is I was speaking to Shabazz T.
That's what I'm saying. What Shabazz T said, and that's what I'm making reference
so what I'm saying is he said that we want to stay integrated. Basically, I want to stay integrated. But my thing is, bro, you do too, because guess what? It's not that I want to stay integrated, that I am here. This is what I'm used to. This is what I'm comfortable with. This is my ancestors had a part in building the whole system. I ain't going nowhere. It is what it is. I have no intentions of going anywhere. So I may as well learn how to get along or get out the way. Period, point blank. But if you don't want to be integrated, they got this thing called expatriation. You can expatriate. You can go to your local embassy and expatriate to any country you want to. You can leave tomorrow. You don't have to integrate. Go give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Yeah. So so the question is, okay, like for Black people, right? We're not really satisfied with what they're doing or how they're treating us here in America. We're not. Right. We never was really like totally satisfied, like comfortable with it. So being like what you said, we help create the country and we help establish this country. The country wouldn't be where it's at had it not been for Black people, So where is, where do we draw the line at? Because I think the way the country was designed, it was designed in a way like, yes, you were here from the beginning, and yes, you contribute to this rapid success, but it was based off the fact that we exploited you. And
Yeah,
that's not going to
let me say
to
this though.
change.
Let me say this though. There's a hidden history, and it's not at the museum, obviously, but there is a hidden history that a lot of the constructs of this, the Constitution, the legalities of this country come straight out of our ancestors' playbook. You know what I mean? They never had a governing system that could be articulated on paper in the way that our ancestors have. And a lot of what we see today is a derivative of what our ancestors were here developed. See, this black and white thing is really a fairly new thing right after slavery. Before then, when the Moors enslaved Europeans, there wasn't a whole, that even at that time, there wasn't a black and white thing. There was like, oh yeah, we gonna get you to do this. But slavery was about people, labor, and resources. That's what it was all about. And they exploited it. You know what I'm saying? And then after the fall of the Moors, there still wasn't a lot of you black, I'm staying away from you, or you white, I'm staying away from you. They still intermingled with one another. They still intermingle with one another. So when the Moors, for instance, in Spain, when the Moors was expelled, they were told that you can go back to Africa or go wherever you want to go. But if you stay here, you have to accept Christianity. When the Moors conquered Spain, they was like, you can still practice your Christianity. You can still practice your Judaism. So it was never trying to break people away from their traditions, but they was just trying to exploit their manpower. But in today's world, it then turned into a black and white thing. And now they'd be like, oh, you look like that, do the enemy. You look like that, do the such and such. But at the foundation of this country, there was Moors, people of African descent right there. And in one of the Abraham Lincoln books, he talks about that. You know what I mean? How there, and he called them Moors. And I'm that's not saying it because I subscribe to Moorish, but he actually called the people that was there at the designing of the Constitution Moors. It's in one of his books. I can't think of the name off the top. But the point that I'm making is this: like, not only like we always attributed to the slave labor in building this country, but we also built the legality of this country. You know what I'm saying? We were a part of every part of this country. So there's no reason why we should talking about I'm leaving. We wasn't just a part of the building. It was black people, whatever you want to call it, Hebrew, Moors, whatever you choose to call us today. They were here before slavery happened. See what I'm saying? So we ain't going nowhere. We going nowhere. We gonna get along, or I'm gonna get out your way, and you get out my way. It's all good.
So you're saying that
somebody said
and I agree with
1770.
you.
That's when color came into play.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, but my whole rant is like, we ain't going nowhere, and they not going nowhere.
But you don't have no power though.
So that's what we need to work on.
Yeah. So that's why I think, going back to his comment, I think that's what he's making reference to. Like, you want to stay integrated, because our idea of integration is kind of different from the people that's controlling this idea of integration. Like we feel as though, I think black people would be satisfied with them not really harassing us. Like, the system is not really harassing us. They're not, pulling us over for no reason, and they're not discriminating us, for jobs and housing and things of that nature. And we'll be cool with that. We don't really want power.
Well,
like,
let me say this is how
these people want power. Like, the people that we deal with want power.
This is how I look at life. I believe, let's look at it from a microcosmic perspective. I believe that like-minded people could build their own communities, and they can still extract resources from the community at large. So what he's talking about integration, he's stuck in the 60s, want to drink out the same water fountain. I'm saying you can create your own water fountain. I'm saying you can create your own bus system. I'm saying even when you create your own bus system, you can allow any and everybody to ride your bus system, so you can extract the resources and bring it back to your community. I'm on a whole new level. So when I'm talking about integration, I'm not talking about no 1960s type thing. I'm talking about establish yourself a nation within a nation and benefit from the resources from everyone around you and bring it back to yours. Now, people will say, well, as soon as you build it, they burn it down. Well, build it again. Build it again until you're strong enough to build an army to protect it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it. I'm not one who believes in being an island unto myself, because every group of people, they do not have the total resources with them. They find a way to extract resources from other places. Even when the spice trade was going on, they traveled miles and miles on the desert to go get that, to bring back here, and then go back and do it again, do it again, do it again. And so we as a people, we need to get out of the state of mind to think that we're going to sell incense and oils to each other and it's all going to be good. No, we're going to have to create some products. We're going to have to create some services, and we're going to have to be able to have people of different groups to patronize those services and those items in order to go to another level. Because guess what? You make something today, you know, and I know, man, most of our people going to be like, man, I'd rather pay $200 for a t-shirt from Balenciaga or whatever the people name than get one from Solar Mine. So guess what? You might have to extract something from another community or create a service or create something. That's where we at now. Here we go with Damon X. He gonna come in here defending Farrakhan, and we gonna go to war. Brace yourself. How you doing, Damon? How are you, Damon? Brother, you can't defend Farrakhan with the Obama
Why does it got to
phone.
be like that, babe?
Is that Damon X? Bro. Now, I think, let me finish while Damon X get this. I think that we can
But no,
create.
it's not. At the end of the day, it's not defending. It's not defending facts.
Bro, you keep going out. I think that we can build a community. You can't, he said build an army first. You can't build an army first without resources. You need resources first. I mean, like, you ain't even got to tell everybody. Like, look, you got communities around this country, Crip, LBGT communities. They whole communities with LGBT people. I mean, you got Amish community. You don't know what they got, bunkers under the ground. You don't know what they got. You don't know. No, you build the community because the community is where the resources come from. You got to build the community first. But the thing about us, as soon as we build the community, look, I got a big community over here. Look. I mean, like, we got to scream to the top of our voice. I mean, but the community is where you get the resources, and the resources where that you can build something to defend it. You know what I mean? Like I said, like the Amish people, they wear dungarees and straw hats, but you wouldn't know if they can defend themselves or not. But all that finance that they bringing in, I'm pretty sure they ain't that foolish. I'm just saying. We just talk too much. Damon X, where you at, brother? Damon X then hit the link and he can't even talk. Good goodness gracious. Well, anyway, family, it's 12 o'clock. Come on, bro. I'm trying to get you in before I go. This is going to be my last show.
Don't do that talk. You know, I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to talk to you through this phone.
Hey, Soleiman. Well, let me get Soleiman. Hey, Soleiman.
What's up?
Listen, bro, I'm going to be doing a show soon. I got to do some updates on Size Snake and the Jezebel over there. I don't know if you can help me out and just give me some pointers as to what's been going on. You know, is it all good? Have y'all made up? You know, because many times we see on the internet that people get the beefing, and then, you know, they able to be cordial again. Have you been on Sinetta lately?
No, I don't mess around with that dude.
Oh, all right. So, is it still trashy over there? I got to go look and make sure everything is copacetic. If it's still trashy over there, have you peeped in every now and then?
Yeah, from my knowledge, it's definitely still trashy. They're not going to change over there. How could he change at this point?
Is he still married to the Jezebel, or what is that thing going on over there? Let's get some Jezebel Judge Joe Brown gossip type up in here. Yeah, she slept with the guy over there, and she sent pictures over here, and yeah, she's a hoe. She's a hoe. And what she do is she gets these jobs, and she told Sinetta that he got to buy her a ring. So he buy her a ring, and then she leave him, and then she stole the debate money from them when the debate was supposed to happen. That's right, Judge Joe Brown. Sign that TV.
Yeah. Well, with the Judge Joe Brown interview, I think he pointed out some things. You know what I mean? With Kamala Harris, it's a video with her doing this I guess it's a food show that the actor Mindy, she's like
I seen that.
So she did a food show where she's talking about her Indian heritage.
She's South Asian, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I don't think she ever tried to hide that. That's what I'm saying. I think she's doing more pandering than saying that she's black.
But peep the move though, right? Her brother, Mindy's brother, he wrote a book where he applied for, because he obviously he's Indian, he's Southeast Indian. He wrote a book about his experience of shaving his head and applying to colleges as an African American. And so he's Indian and he's claiming to be African American. And what he's doing is he's pandering to that far right conservative perspective of affirmative action, kind of in many ways diluting these professional fields. Like, he's saying that he had a 3.1 GPA and he was able to get in medical school only because he applied as an African American. And he wrote a whole book on that. So now you have these individuals claiming to be black, because he used the same argument as what you're talking about, the topic for today. He says that, well, he never said that he was African American. He just said that he was black. And then he literally said, well, how do you define black? How do you define black? There's no black land. He literally says that on his interview. He said, there's no black land. So I can manipulate the system, and I'm exposing the fact that the standards are lowered for African Americans in terms of getting into these professional fields because of affirmative action, and it's in turn discriminating against Asian Americans. So this is what they're actually using the Southeast Asian, because the organizations that push this are being funded by white supremacist groups to do away with affirmative action.
Well, now, affirmative action is out the door, so it can't work now. Out of here. Can't work now. Milo, we're about to walk out the door, brother. Anything you want to add, brother? Thank you for hitting the link, bro. Milo didn't went sleep. What about my brother Issa?
What's going on, Grand Sheik?
Hey, brother, I appreciate you hitting the link. Is there any topics that I should cover on the show in the future, brother, that you think I'm missing?
I mean, you pretty much got it. Only other thing I can say you covered, will be these power plays and what's going to happen. Will be because the Middle East is booming right now.
Right. Oh, yeah. The Middle East right now, it's on fire right now. That thing can kick off and spill over here any moment. You talking about that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that thing can spill. I pay attention to that. That thing can spill over here any moment. And you know what? American news don't even cover it.
Nah,
they don't even cover it. You got to go look for it.
You got the Russia thing too, the Russia and the China thing too. It's a lot going on right now. That's why I say it's gonna be a interesting rest of the year.
I hope my people are ready. I hope they got water. I hope they understand where to get water. I hope they understand they need a little survival kit, what you call it, a first aid kit, as much as you can carry and as much as you can store. because it does look really crazy out here and nothing is sure, and tomorrow is not guaranteed, definitely if you're not prepared. But I appreciate you, Issa the more, man. Hit the link more often. And again, if you think that you got a topic you want to talk about, brother, hit me up at MWTV Updates. And we're going to jump right on it, bro. Some stuff just need to be talked about, like that world issue right there. Maybe we need to do something out there. Crip, you know I ain't want to say that. Milo Streets. Hey, Solomon, are you ready for that show?
Ready for the show?
Yeah. I'm going to do the show. I'm gonna bring you on, then I'm gonna cut you off the show, and I'm gonna go ahead and lay out my premise of these crazy people. Is it time yet?
Yeah, I think it's about that time, bro.
All right,
I think it's about that time.
I'm gonna hit you tomorrow. I already got my slides ready, family.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know what we talking about, but you will know. Because I was gonna do it last week. But I don't know what happened. Something came up. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all, family. I'm gonna sign off. I appreciate you. Mellow Streets. I don't know what happened. You might be at work or something, but Issa,
Yeah, brother.
Islam, my brother, I appreciate you. Solo,
Yes,
you already know, bro.
Peace.
Looking forward to our brother. And you see me live, bro. Come on over here, bro. You bring great dialogue. Issa bring great dialogue. Milo. Great dialogue, and thanks to my brother Crip, man. I appreciate y'all. All right. Yeah. Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all, I wasn't even going to do a show tonight. Because I just wanted to chill. Because I have a lot going on. And I just didn't want to do a show tonight. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I was like, man, let me just go ahead and get busy. Anthony Taylor, that better not be AT, workforce discrimination against disabilities. Goodness gracious. I don't know what that is. But yeah, man. Thank you, AV Aki, for chiming in. Stephen X. Who else we got? Damon X. You couldn't get your phone right, but brother, you always welcome. I always been trying to get you on the show. I'm trying to get you on the show. You try to act like, let me see. What we talking about? Man, just say you want to be on the show, brother. Brother, you're an educator. You always got something to talk about. You follow me? With that being said, family, tomorrow is Thursday. I will see you tomorrow with another dynamic show. Appreciate you. Talk with you soon. Peace and love.